I was either going to cook a brisket or a pork shoulder. Unfortunately, the store closest to me was out of both, and all I was able to get was some pork ribs. But I did get a pork belly, so the video after this one we'll be doing bacon. This isn't a how-to video. We just want to see how this is going to work and get a feel for the smoker. And I've got it set and it's warming up. And as soon as it starts rolling smoke, we'll set that back down to 225 and get the pork ribs in it. I've already got the pork ribs seasoned, ready to go. At the last second, right before it goes in, I'm going to put a little brown sugar on it and then spritz it with some apple cider vinegar and get it off in there. Be right back. But we've got it in there and got it going. I've dropped the temperature down to 225, and we're going to let this cook for about 6 hours, and we'll come back to it. Well, the sun's about to go down, as you can see back here behind me, and we've reached the end of our cook. So we're going to go ahead and pull. Well, let's go ahead and shut this off. We're going to go ahead and pull this. It looks really good. The ribs came out really well. Nice little bark, juicy, tender. I'm not used to the ribs like that, but they came out really well. Okay, now what do I think about the East Oak 30 overall? I would like to give it an A plus, but I'm going to give it a B for one reason only, and that's because when I used pellets twice, it blowed the chip tray plumb out into the yard. I don't mean just a little bit. No, it blowed it about 20, 25 feet out into the yard and could have easily burnt my place down if I hadn't been paying attention. And we'll get into why that happened, because in the manual they adamantly tell you not to use that without the lid on the chip tray. Of course, nowhere do they say that you can use pellets either. So let's put the disclaimer here that when I used wood chips and wood chunks, it worked exactly like it was supposed to, and that's an A plus there. However, I put wood pellets in it, and like I said, twice it blowed the chip tray plumb out into the yard. And what caused that is with the lid on it, it's just got holes in it to let the smoke out, and it builds up a gas as them pellets are smoldering. And when it ignites, it causes a flashback or a little explosion, and of course it blows the chip tray right out into the yard. I'm not telling you to do this, but because I had a Masterbuilt, and I used that Masterbuilt for many years with pellets, on the Masterbuilt it has a little round tube that you stick into a hole. You load it up with either your wood chips or your pellets, you stick it in the hole, and then you turn it. It dumps it down into an open chip tray that's over the burner, the element, the heating element, and it's out in the open. So I knew that the East Oak 30 would probably be fine, because not only is it in the chip box, it has a steel drip tray that goes above it. And it's not like it's just going to flare up and go completely out of control or anything like that. It will have some flame in it, but it even has flame in it when you're using wood chips. So, yeah. So when I did the smoke, I went ahead and put the pellets in it and left the lid off of it, and it worked just like it was supposed to. No muss, no fuss, no problem. So, again, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you that what I did to solve the problem. If you insist on putting wood pellets in that and you put the the lid back on that chip box, be very careful because you could have a little explosion and blow it out into your yard or on your deck or wherever and catch something on fire. Uh, but everything else was a plus. I had mixed emotions about the remote when I first got the remote because it's kind of a cheap plastic remote and I wasn't too thrilled with it. However, I was never crazy about using the app on my cell phone either from my Masterbuilt. My Masterbuilt and my late Laredo both have an app that I can use on the phone. The problem with that is, especially with the Pit Boss, it's constantly giving me a problem connecting to the Bluetooth or whatever. You have to be standing like right next to it to get it to connect. If you come in the house and close the door and go to the back, it's liable to disconnect. I didn't experience any of that with the remote. The remote did everything I needed it to do and nothing that I didn't want it to. Because like the Masterbuilt and the Pit Boss both have ads in there. And it's a bunch of extra stuff in that app that I just don't care about, I don't need, I don't want, I don't use. So the remote turned out to be a really nice surprise throughout all this. And I hope that makes sense. Uh, some of you will probably get that. I just want to know what the temperature of my smoker is. I want to know what the temperature is on my meat probe. I want to know how much time I have left. That's all I want. The meat probe worked well. All that worked just like it was supposed to. Uh, so other than the pellet thing, I would have to give it an A plus. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and give it an A plus because nowhere in that owner's manual does it say that you can use pellets. It just talks about wood chips. So be aware of that. Yeah. Till next time. Oh, don't forget to click that like, that subscribe, that follow, that share. Until next time, this is Vitali. Y'all stay safe wherever you are in the world today, and we're out of here.